welcome back to my channel. We 3 videos in, infinity to go, cause I'm trying to get monetized. Okay. This week's topic is my history with child abuse. Um, I'm usually like more so like of an open book. I got me a little wine today to help me through this topic. But the connection I want to make is how overcoming child abuse has contributed to some of what I consider my character flaws as an adult. So, overall, how the two relate is more so giving me that undeniable, un unfillable void. It's like there's a hole. It's like a dark hole in my chest, and I feel like I should be able to fill it with success, money, friends, clothes, working out, whatever it may be. What people call a drive, I actually think it's a void. So from the outside in, yeah, I've had an incredible drive. I've had incredible ambition. But truly, it's because I'm trying to satisfy something. I'm trying to seek that approval that I never really got. Because as a kid, it's like everything was my fault. I had no type of recourse for anything that did deliberately and directly happen to me, at school, at church, out in the street, wherever. Every time it was me bringing an issue to my parents, oh, that's, you must have read it wrong. Um, and every time my parents was bringing the issue to me, oh, you're the worst motherfucker I ever met. And then even when it was other people, teachers, oh, she's talkative in class. Oh, for real? Oh, all right, we gonna take care of that. It was never just like, all right, my child gets straight A's, she talkative. Oh, why so and so talking to you like that? Hold on, let me make a call. It was always my fault some kind of way, no matter what happened to me. So that gave me what I call that black hole in my chest, to where I'm never satisfied, because I'm secretly always seeking that approval that I never got. So other than that, I think it's also made me a yes man or yes woman. I used to go over and beyond for everybody. I would like cling to friends. I would cling to situations. I would cling to a schedule. I would just find something to take into overdrive, and seeking some type of validation in that. So I be seeking praise, and I also seek validation. And I had to learn I wasn't nobody's savior. I can't do the most to try to make something happen in somebody's life. If I do have it to give, or I do have the time to spend, I have the words of encouragement, I don't mind sharing those things, but I'm not about to go over and beyond what I actually do have to make sure I can give you something, because truly I'm trying to get some type of praise. I live for people clapping for me, people complimenting me, giving me some type of validation. But of course, that's never enough. Um, and then we get into man eating. And I've only recently even acknowledged this about myself. I put this in a blog post too. I forgot what I called it though. I think I called it Medusa. And the image for it was Medusa, like the snake. She's like huge. And she's holding a little man in her hand, looking at him like this. That's really how I used to feel dating guys. Like, you're never going to be enough. It's almost like I'll do the above and beyond, almost in a way to try to prove myself, or prove my worth, to prove who I am. Oh, I'm thorough, I'm smart, I'm independent, I'm this, I'm that. While also sucking the soul out of them, because you're never going to be enough. So my standard is here. I intentionally chose somebody whose caliber is here. And I don't emasculate men, but by the time they finish dealing with me, I think they do feel emasculated a little bit. Because I don't really, I'll build them up, but at the same time, it's like I'm taking you down at the same time. It's this weird exchange of energy. And I know what I'm doing from jump. It's that, like, always, I gotta aim for A plus. So I'm almost overbearingly great. And, you know, a couple weeks later, it's run its course because I've run out of energy to fake it. And so now I have to be my real self. And there's a lot of things about you that I don't actually like. So now I want you to go. But you hooked now. So you don't want to go. So in the past, I've joked about it and stuff like, oh, you know, guys be going crazy, or, you know, they cling to me, or the type of men I choose is just not up to my standard, when truly that is true. But really, it's because I intentionally seek out men that I know I'm not impressed by. And it's like, if I can get you here, I know what to do with this. I know how to handle below par. I know how to deal with below average. And then when I'm getting below average from a below average dude, I still find it my responsibility to complain and to try to make him be something that he's not. I knew you wasn't this when I met you. But in that cycle, I'm used to that cycle of disappointment and defeat. I'm used to that. I've never been in a romantic situation where it's challenged me, where I had to make sure I was on my P's and Q's, because I really don't want to hurt this person. Shit, it's fair game to me. You for the streets anyway. So I'm going to treat you how I want to treat you. And that's why it's called man eater, because even at the very soul of you, you're going to give me that, but that's not enough. So it's just like, I got to just eat your whole body. And you cease to exist. That's what it used to be like, you know, dating me. But in recent months, I've had some revelations. And that need to be approved of came from a child who was just burdened with responsibility and was never actually just told good job or thank you. I raised people kids. Like, I was raising, I have two moms, so I tell everybody. I have a birth mother and a stepmother. My birth mother had me in a situation with like 4 other kids. And my stepmother had 2 other kids outside of me. So, I've lived with both of them for, you know, certain periods of my life, and I've also lived with my grandparents. And so in all 3 of those scenarios, I was given the same type of treatment. Wasn't acknowledged that my pain was valid. Wasn't ever told good job or thank you. And wasn't validated. So I sought those things in every parental relationship, in every household I went into. But unfortunately, I never got that. You know, it was like, yeah, you got an A, but we expect you to get an A. And it's like, damn, like, what do I have to do, like, for me to be special? And if I'm failing, I'm gonna be pinned to the wall, getting choked. So what do I do? Like, there was no happy medium. There was no like opportunity for me to just feel good, just feel like a kid. There was never a day in any of those households that I woke up and I wasn't worried. So when my anxiety peaked at age 26, like I discussed in the last video, it got to the point where I'm having chest pains because there's nothing else my body can do after that point but start shutting down. So I'm glad I took charge of my health then and made the choices that I decided to make, so that I can move towards healing. I've had several friendships, like with people. Oh, what I was saying was, in all those households, I was raising people kids. You know what I mean? Because of whatever situation in my parents' personal life. When my grandparents was their age, and my grandfather's very sickly, has always been sickly as long as I can remember, and he's still kicking. He finna be 71 March 20th. So it was like with them, it was the elderliness and people telling me, "Oh, it's your responsibility to take care of your grandparents, take care of your brothers." I'm like, okay. When I was with my stepmom and them, she was busy. Like, my mom worked really hard. And as a public school teacher, you already work really hard. But she took it a step above and was always doing great, I think, professionally. Little hypocritical that you got BS going on with a kid at home and then you go to school and you go to bat for the kids in your classroom. I was always thinking about that consistently. And every time I was being punished for something, that word is serious too. The word punishment, that's serious. And what I learned in psychology. So, following this invisible doctrine that was just laid upon me by my dad whenever he got ready to lay it on me or got ready to dismiss me so he could have time with his real family, I would kind of look at my stepmama like, you really ain't shit, bruh. Like, for lack of better words, that's just how I felt. And I didn't feel as obligated to help take care of her kids as I did my birth mom's kids. But that responsibility and that need was there. And so I just did what I knew how to do when I moved into their household. So as far as with my birth mom, I had to because the adults wasn't around. Her and her husband was off doing whatever, whenever, and it was just us moving from place to place to place to place to place. And I don't know if it's just the nurturing quality of me being female, but I was living with 4 boys. And we all were kids. We were all under, I think the oldest was like 13. And none of us really knew what to do. But it was that something in me, that spark that made me willing and obligated and responsible at 7, 8, 9 years old. And we were always taken care of for the most part. So, you know, I used to kind of wear it as a badge of honor, but now I'm more so like, that was just how my life was. I didn't really have a childhood. That's how I see it now. I saw it as, that's just what was going on those days. But that wasn't my childhood. I didn't have one of those. So all 3 of the scenarios, as far as me being a minor and moving around, I was always responsible, and I had to keep myself together because nobody was going to do it for me. So that led into me growing up to be an adult who's extremely headstrong, who knows what she wants, who's independent, and sometimes too strong. But if I'm not, there's that fear that everything gonna fall apart. And I have so much at stake, I can't afford to let one thing slip. If I miss a mistake to pay something, now that's something totally different I gotta deal with on a day that I'm not expecting it. So I try to stay like very on top of things. And so it was detrimental when everything fell down for me. As I explained in my last video, I had to move. I moved on a dollar and a dream, pretty much, and had all these big plans. Going to Charlotte, I was going to be a new woman. It's going to be some new things. I'm going to be a new person, have all this new. And I just ended up going straight downhill, faster and harder than I've ever in my life. Failure. Like, just straight up and down, failed. And now I'm in this rebuilding process and able to examine all of these things that I never paid attention to in the past that makes me who I am and that drives my choices. So I know that being headstrong is valuable, but that's not always what's needed in every scenario and in all the different facets of my life and all the different roles that I play. When I started to heal, the first thing I did was realize I ain't nobody's savior. I dropped all that responsibility. of my brothers and my sister. Y'all are not my problem. I ain't got no kids. I don't have nobody that I have to worry about all the time. So all these years, I haven't been worried about me. And now that I am, when I look in the mirror, I literally see somebody different. It's almost like the scales have like fallen away from my eyes or something. Because I don't even see the same person. Sometimes I look at myself and I like what I see. And other times I'll be like, ooh, girl, you need to work out. Ooh, girl, you got some little cellulite. Ooh, girl, you need to do your hair. Ooh, girl, you can throw a little foundation on or something. But it's different. It's different than just being like, all right, yeah, that's what I look like. And out the door. At least I take the time to acknowledge what I do look like. And your healing is going to be at your pace. Everybody's is. There's no book on it. I have a book that my friend Desiree sent me to identify my traumas, connect them to a present day quality, and then work to overcome them. It's a journaling exercise. And it's been extremely helpful because when you so caught up in the world and your present day responsibilities, your healing takes a back seat. But healing is what you have to do in order to take hold of that newness. So the best part about the struggle that I'm in right now is letting go of what I want to let go of and picking up what I want to pick up. And I just pray to God that I'm picking up all the right stuff. Because I'm not trying to move again with grudges and negativity and unhealed traumas holding me back. I don't want not one more friendship or relationship based on a trauma bond. Y'all don't know what that is? Look it up. It's real. I've had relationships where I cling to people, platonic and otherwise, because we share traumas. We're the same type of unhealed kid. We're not the same person. We're the same unhealed child. And so we relate on a different type of level that feels like an instant soulmate type of connection. But it's a lie. It's the devil standing in between y'all with a mirror. So that was deep. But the best part about healing from child abuse is no matter how many facets of it that you were exposed to. And when I speak, I know what I'm talking about. Because, let me see. There's mental, emotional, physical, sexual. I think that's it. Mental, emotional, physical, and sexual abuse. I've experienced all 4 of those. So, thank God I'm not crazy. Well, at least I don't show y'all that I'm crazy. I feel like there's a divine woman that lives inside of me, and she's trying to fan her way out. She's trying to dig through all the crap so the world can see her face. And all the rubble and all the crap that she's crawling through was put on her by other people. It's been put on her by outside influences and by outside experiences and just really fucked up, unfortunate ass circumstances. I'm most proud of the fact that I no longer blame people. I used to live with the sense of blame because I was still angry. But I'm not. I'm not angry. I'm not pointing a finger at nobody. These video diaries or vlogs or whatever you want to call them, they heal me and they intended to heal somebody else. Because I feel like the feeling of being related to or seen, as we say, most of the time these days, I feel seen. Everybody wants to feel seen by their favorite celebrity that they're a fan of. And it's because that feeling of relatability is the strongest emotion. It's all-encompassing and all-powering, and it makes you feel complete and cohesive. So I don't feel like love is the strongest emotion. I feel like being related to is the strongest emotion, of being seen is the strongest emotion. So that's my goal with this channel. That's my goal with my page. I'm doing more to expand beyond the dimensions of my mind to allow you guys to see how I think. how I'm healing, the moves that I'm taking to move forward, and leave that hurt child in the past. You know what I'm saying? She matters. I make her matter by doing things today that trump all that bullshit and trump all those people that caused me that bullshit. That's how I heal. I'm an open book. We can have discussions about this in my DMs if you want. You can share things that happen to you just because you want to tell me. I won't tell nobody. Until next week, thanks for watching. Bye.